Okay, part 3 of the best interest factors for evaluating child custody and parenting time. Number 11, is there evidence of physical or emotional abuse to a child? So basically, has either parent provided any evidence that there is abuse or neglect going on at the other home? And honestly, if that happens, then it would need to be referred to for another proceeding, a dependency and neglect proceeding potentially. So that is oftentimes not evaluated in a parenting plan because it's not typically come up. Factor 12 evaluates who is in and out of each parent's home. So who are these people that may be coming in and out of the home, staying, friends, and that kind of thing. It's asking who's frequenting this home and are they appropriate and safe for this child. Factor 13 is one that is oftentimes honed in on child custody cases, especially as a child gets older, because that one is saying, what is the reasonable preference of a child above the age of 12? It does not mean that a child can come to court and say, this is where I want to live, and then that is the end all be all. The court uses that factor along with all the other ones that are talked about, all 16 of them, and determines whether or not a child needs to be at which parent's home. So it's not that the child gets to decide, but they can ask the court about what they would like and give their preference if they are above the age of 12. Factor 14 is an evaluation of each parent's employment schedule. So the court looks at, okay, does this parent work nights? Do they work weekends? Do they work days? And what does that look like for childcare? And the court wants to evaluate the best time for each child to be at each parent's home so that they get the most time with the parent as opposed to just being under the care of somebody else. It doesn't mean if you work a certain set of hours that you wouldn't get time. It's just the court takes that into consideration when dividing up parenting time for kids. Number 15 is a catch-all, and that is just basically any other factor that the court determines to be relevant. So the court can use any other thing that they hear in testimony or evidence and say, this is something that I need to weigh, and they can use that in their final determination in terms of parenting time. And the last factor is a relatively new one. That's factor 16. And what that one is asking is, one of the parents has failed to provide child support that has been court ordered for a period of 3 years or more. So if there has been an order for child support and one parent has just not paid it, then the court can use that as a weighing factor as to whether or not they should have more parenting time or less parenting time. I hope these 3 videos have helped you understand how the court weighs the best interest of the child and the factors they use to determine how much parenting time each parent should get in a parenting plan. Follow me for more information on parenting and child custody law in Tennessee.